Hi, everybody, and a huge welcome to this week's WrestleSlam podcast, the only place for your news, reviews, booze, and paid Keithley's medical bills. We shall discuss in a few minutes. It is myself, sensational Queen Lizzie. It is himself, Booker T. Phantoms, the guy who is in Tony and Vince's pocket. We get all our scandal from. It's the one, the only award-winning Phil Meltzer.
The Silver Fox.
Ooh. And of course, he likes the extreme. He likes the hardcore. Matt Murphy.
Yeah,
Guys,
I do.
all good?
All good.
Brilliant.
I love the moustache, Matt.
Yeah,
Your upper lip is getting warm looking.
That's it.
I mean, like, Majo changed the pace, and plus, it's for a good cause. Men health, lads. November, time to man up. Come on, live a grow. I may have cheated by starting off early. Blame a film shoot, but anyway, it's important month. Good to actually spread awareness for men's health, testicular health, and of course, mental health means a lot to me. And I hope everyone out there is stepping up and showing what they can do. So, rocking the mustache.
Yeah, 100%. Super, super important month for awareness. And of course, the full support of WrestleSlam is behind it. Guys, a couple of news headlines this week. Not too many because we have got something else lined up for the show after last night's extravaganza. Mentioned in the intro, Keithley's medical bills are creating all sorts of stirs and headlines this week. After he mentioned that he was the one who footed all of his medical bills, WWE have come back from that and cited that his recent comments were erroneous, and that so it's a little I know it's very, very he said, she said, but I would imagine with regard to the medical cover that you would have regarding expenses when it comes to being a contracted superstar for WWE, you know, an independent contractor, that I would say there's quite a lot of wiggle room. And, you know, like your manicure is not covered, but like, you know, your open heart surgery is kind of covered. I'd say there's a little bit of kind of like, it's a little bit tit for tat. And what I noticed now, granted, look, I know what I'm like now, I'm eagle-eyed and I would take anything up, you know, that kind of like, what's that supposed to mean? But when I spotted Mr. Lee, I kind of found that a little condescending. You know what I mean? The way that it was said, like, oh, if Mr. Lee has any qualms about et cetera, I just kind of thought it was a little bit, you know, pipe down now, boy, pipe down. You know, it was a little bit like that. I'm sure that's going to develop further and more will come out of it when he eventually talks about everything that has happened. So you never know, he might pop onto WrestleSlam and let us know. We'd love to know the truth, Key. Come on and say hello. Moving on from that, but still sticking with WWE, lads. Texas next year, April 2nd and April 3rd. Everything is bigger in Texas. We saw a ginormous WWE Championship being wheeled out at AT&T Stadium to celebrate the enormity that will be WrestleMania 38. It looks like it's shaping up to be something huge. We've had Taker promoting it, all of the brand's top stars. Phil's still good with 2 nights for Mania and thinking it's going to go back to 1 maybe the following year?
It should continue, I think. Just stay with it. The fans, the burnout was horrible, and I've been there, and you've been there. It's very, very long when you're in there.
It is. It can be exhausting, can't it?
Yeah. So I'd say 2 nights, just moving forward.
I think so too, you know, after based on like 1 night and then the next night you're like, you know, ready to go again because you have a good sleep, you've had like, you know, a few beers and you're buzzing ready to go for night 2. So yeah, let's see if everything is bigger in Texas and if it continues to be bigger everywhere else and maybe SoFi the year after. Eddie Guerrero, 16th year anniversary of his death, God help us, in Minneapolis, where last night's event was held as well. So Eddie's always going to be held in everyone's highest regard and in the warmest, most loving place in their hearts, because there only ever was one. And the fact that it's so prominent now, 16 years later, how much it affects people, how emotional people get when they speak about him, really is testament to who he was and who he still is in many of our memories and, you know, just in wrestling superstardom. So yeah, R.I.P. Eddie, but we know you're still around and happy to have your memory dotted all over last night's pay-per-view. Finally, Phoenix Wrestling is coming back to court.
Nice.
Yes. Not far from home. Guys, tickets are on sale and they are going to be gone very, very soon because they're flying out the door. Why? Because we have live wrestling back in the real capital. Cannot wait. WrestleSlam will be there cheering on the guys. Some amazing matches are going to be taking place. One already announced with Raven Creed versus Session Bob. Cannot wait to see that for the first time ever. And who knows who will be lined up for a quiz with Liz. Maybe we'll get a hold of Billy Bedlam. Who knows? Watch this space. That is some news for this week, guys. And now we're going to crash straight in. Full year All Elite Wrestling. Guys, the card for this show was very, very strong. There is no doubt. You know, going into the show, it was like, oh my, we were so invested in it, and the feuds and the stories and the buzz that was created around this whole pay-per-view. Let's face it, is light years ahead what the upcoming Survivor Series could ever even dream or hope for. It was just light years ahead of it. And a great evening's entertainment. And as mentioned earlier, just complemented beautifully and respectfully, coinciding with the anniversary of Eddie Guerrero, which was so nice to see. Opened up with the buy-in. Jamie Hayter and Nyla Rose taking on Thunder Rosa. Excuse me, and Hikaru Shida. I'll never say Hikaru right. Hikaru Shida. Good start and an all-around good match.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Good start and an all-around good match. Bill.
Yeah.
I think this was a good enough showcase for the women involved. A little bit shaky spots at the start, but
yeah, I mean, it got like everybody got to showcase what they're at. So I would have actually put this on instead of Cody Rhodes because I didn't like that match. I'll talk about it later, but I didn't like it.
Dear Jesus, yeah, we'll get into that. I don't think many of us did, but
yeah. But yeah, this match should have been in that spot. Like there was no need for the Cody Rhodes match on the show at all.
No, definitely not. No.
The match itself was really, really good, and I'm actually kind of glad Shida got the win.
Yeah, I think she needed a bit of pickup after the back run from Deeb there recently, you know, but it was nice to see the continuation with Serena Deeb in the audience at the very end. I think that was kind of nice, you know, a nice little nod to that. And just again, to keep the storytelling going, and if it needs to be, a loop needs to be closed, you know, it's done so in the right way.
Yeah.
Following that, guys, we went straight into the main show. What were they doing to us opening with Darby Allin and MJF? I think we all just kind of went, oh, Jesus, we're flying off to a very, very strong start.
Yeah, I didn't know how good this was going to be until it started.
Oh my God. Even from the video package with Darby Allin from the very, very start, you just knew that this was business and it was just going to be a showcase of something phenomenal. I don't really know how we can improve on this. Darling, this match, tell me about it.
The two of the four, as JR called them, the four pillows of AEW instead of pillars. Great match. Good storytelling, MJF proven that, you know, he's not just, you know, he's a good talker. He actually can mat wrestle. The ground mat work they both did was phenomenal. Like, Darby is normally just a hardcore, like, you know, taking bumps here and there and everywhere. So it was good that they were, you know, proved the point that they can both go in the, you know, mat style wrestling and throw on a few bumps here and there. And great match overall. MJF pulling out the old ring again and knocking people out. You know, he's done it a lot of times. You know, it's nothing we haven't seen before. But I won't overshadow how good the match was. It's definitely probably the second best match on the card for myself. Delighted that MJF got the win as well, because I think he would be the one to build up as a heel heading towards a face champion if Man is still champion in 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Definitely, we need 2 strong characters for that. And like MJF is just, we know the direction that he's going in, and it's amazing to watch. And even for this pay-per-view overall, including MJF, we were chatting about this earlier, and it's just that, you know, the way in, and I hate to draw WWE into it, but you know, we know how good Roman Reigns is. We know how good that storyline is, and all the work that he's putting into it. But I would run out of hands, you know what I mean, fingers on both hands, to the people, heel or face, that I want to cheer for in AEW. There's just so many stars. You know, so it's just night and day. So I think that's so great to see. And you're right with MJF to be built up as a super heel for whoever the face champion will be, TBC, you know. So very strong start opening, and I think we're all agreed that was definitely one of the highlights of the night. Great use of the second hardest part of the ring, shall we say, after the ring post.
The finish was absolutely, the finish was unreal. I loved it. I love the fact that they said when he was coming out that he's going to win with the it's on my head now, but yeah, he's going to win with a takedown.
The headlock, wasn't it? Yeah,
I think I said this about MJF. I actually love him on AEW, but I also fucking hate him as a heel. So when I saw him winning this, I was like, oh, great! Fucking MJF won this! For feck's sake! Delighted for him! Feck! So I think we're all in the same boat in that one.
For sure. And it's testament to him and the character development and what he has created, and his strengths from the entertainment perspective as well as the in-ring performance perspective. You know, what he's built is phenomenal. What he's continuing to build is phenomenal, and sky's the limit. There is no glass ceiling with that character and his unique skill set. From that, then we went straight into the AEW Tag Team title match, which was the Lucha Bros versus FTR. Not sure about how you feel about this, guys. Now, look, there was no doubt they were going to have a great match. It really was. My only gripe with this match was the positioning of it on the card. The reason being is because we know how the Lucha Bros work, and there's always going to be a number of false finishes. There always is in their matches because they just have so many spots, and they're here, they're everywhere, and you know, you don't know where to look next. And FTR, why? Because they are FTR, would become attuned to that very quickly because they're so good in the ring. But because it followed MJF and Darby with so many false finishes as well, it just tainted the second match a little bit for me. So I would have liked maybe a little bit of a break afterwards. Maybe would have slid the women in there just because I feel they suffered later on in the pay-per-view. Matt, how did you feel about this tag title match?
Phil, I absolutely love you. Love you to bits. I was going for FTR on this one, unfortunately, because as you all know, Lucha Bros is the AAA Tag Team Champions. I was hoping to go for FTR because I absolutely love them as a tag team. And it'll be a good excuse for Lucha Brothers to kind of take a break from AEW and go to AAA because that company hasn't got much recognition as of late, as I feel like. But as a match in general, I enjoy it because we have these two amazing tag team, and you're not ever gonna think that this one what exactly is going to happen next. You're just going to be fully invested because I feel like whoever they're going to put together, even the most unknown tag team, they'll put together a fantastic match, both of them at those stage. I mean, I didn't get the ending, how they were trying to do the good old switcheroo with the masks. Obviously FTR is going to have a rematch against Lucha Brothers by saying, you pinned the wrong fella, so and so. We kind of knew that's going to happen next, but I definitely enjoy it for sure, definitely.
Yeah, I think that was another Eddie Guerrero moment, the whole switcheroo thing. Eddie had done something like that back in the WCW.
There were a lot of nice Easter eggs in there, I think. I think Matt's right. I think it's a good call for a rematch as well because, as mentioned, I would like to see them maybe wrestle again on another pay-per-view or maybe another really strong episode of Dynamite or Rampage, but just maybe not following the other match, and you know, just be even more invested in the match that went down. The hits keep coming, lads. They kept coming, and my God, it was like we were on a roller coaster. It really was full gear. They were not joking. Bryan Danielson versus Miro. In the final of the World Title Eliminator Tournament. Miro refused the handshake, and away we go. We went straight into it. I think they got the best out of each other. I think he probably got the best out of Miro. There is no doubt. Phil, were you a fan of this match?
Yeah, I was. Do you know what I loved about it? It was so different to the first two matches.
Yes.
Hard-hitting, real physical match, and the finish was just... I love the fact they knocked them out. because it made Miro look so strong, because I was really worried that he would come out of this looking a bit kind of lose a few steps, I suppose. Go back.
Did they botch that DDT though? He didn't land pretty well.
It looked like he did.
It looked a bit, I thought it looked like he either landed hard, or as you were saying that maybe, I don't know, maybe they called an audible and just were like, you've gone over time. Because it just came, because he was out very, very quick. So I was wondering, maybe was there a concern about the landing, you know, or maybe it was just that they ran out of time, you know. But I think he made a good point there about Miro not looking weak, because there was no 1, 2, 3, there was no tap out, you know. I could see that it was just, you know, he's got a really, really good comeback from this. I said, I don't think it weakened his resolve any bit.
That's it. I just really hope that the God character is not CJ Perry. That's just my own thing with him.
Goddess.
Yeah.
It could be, but you know what? Because he goes on about, like, you know, God, and then he goes on about his wife. If she is kind of this maybe Jekyll and Hyde maybe type of character, it could work, but they would have to go, excuse the pun, all in with it and not half-assed, which some feuds are a little bit half-assed at the moment. Sorry, love, what were you going to say there for Miro? You were saying about the ending or the timings?
Oh no, it's just whenever they cut to the next match, like it was literally they didn't get a chance to do any build up. They didn't have a little promo between. They went to the announcers, and then they were like, Excalibur was like, "Oh, we're going to look at the feud between the boys," and it just to their entrances. So obviously they ran out of time somewhere. Something happens or someone went over. So
yeah. It was like they didn't know what was. There was like, oh, okay. There was a little bit of we're not really sure, and even Tony Schiavone kind of looked a bit. You know, so yeah, but
summing up the promo was pretty much, we'll take you to the promo for Nero versus Bryan Danielson, and Bryan Danielson saying, I wrestled Nero before, he's completely changed. Nero, I am God's greatest champion. And then we're going to get to the match. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That was the big build up to the match.
But I think that, you know what, I think that their in-ring was going to speak for them. So I'm glad it wasn't like, you know, I've wrestled all my life and, you know, I finally found my home and, you know, Lassie come home and just not, you know. Coming on from that then, guys, we had Jurassic Express and Christian Cage versus the SuperKliq in Falls Count Anywhere match.
What a fun match. It was just fun match to watch.
Yeah. Completely, and a completely different pace and change of direction from what we'd seen. Again, it was like, you know, full gear. It was like we were on this random road. We went from Miro and Bryan Danielson was a completely different direction, but it's still a very strong match. And then we went in a completely different direction again for this match. Matt, still happy to see this feud on our screens. And did you like this match?
I'm still happy to see, this feud on our screens. I don't know where they're going to go with this after the match, but it was a good kind of finish to it. I really enjoyed the match because it was like fun to watch, especially that it was like one of these moments where they each was wrestling each other off camera and you don't know where they're going to go next. Absolutely love the spot when they got into the crowd. I know that I said I'd like to finish, but I didn't. I thought it was like random that they just like gave Jungle Boy the finish by just giving the most laziest concerto we probably ever saw.
Is that not going to lead to a heel turn with Christian to give Jungle Boy a massive win in the future?
You know what? When he was given the concerto, when Christian gave him the chair at the end and he was about to do the concerto, Christian took a couple of steps back. And when I was watching the live, I was like, surely Christian's not going to spear him before he hits the concerto and cost him the match. Like, it would have been cool, like, to do it. You know, they give Jungle Boy the concerto a few weeks ago, so he's getting his revenge on them, like, because he's growing his beard and he's got jeans on, he's turning into Jungle Man instead of Jungle Boy. Like,
lads, the puberty's setting in, and it's just, you know,
it's like just... Wayne's World too. This year Garth finally got pubes.
Oh my god! And it's just that, you know, Jim Ross is always saying, he's like, we're watching this boy grow up into a man in front of our eyes, and I'm like, we are, Jim, we are. And it just, you know, time's gone so quick. But it's good. It's funny that you say that about the heel turn for Christian, because the commentary team really put it over as well when he came out at his intro that of how angry Christian is really looking these days and stuff. And they've teased it a little bit when, in the backstage segments with Jurassic Express too. So I'm here for a Christian heel turn. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? And I with the connection with, as I say, God help us, Jungle Boy is getting hairier and he's wearing jeans, and he's a man and he's got a girlfriend and all sorts going on. And Christian this is random because I noticed this when I was watching, Christian was kind of wearing jeans as well. And I thought they kind of complemented each other's styles, but I just kind of felt it was a nod as to the direction that we may be going in. So,
What did you make of the move off the stage, Matt?
Move off the stage. I was not surprised. There was already so many stuff happening in this match. I was like, you know what? If they jump off the stage, if they jump off from the actual stage itself to the announce table, I'll not be surprised because this is a great direction that they're having. Starting off with amazing matches, and I think Tony Khan's like, right, we're going to toss this match in and make it absolutely bonkers. Yeah. So, like I said before, amazing match. I really liked it. Good change of direction. So we learned something from this conversation. Jeans, ultimate heel turn. That's what we're going to get from this.
Oh, it depends though, Matt. Not all jeans. Do you know what I mean? It's not all jeans. It's just whatever one's christening it on. They weren't even a jean. They were more of a jegging, right? So, I never trust a man in jeggings. For that's just in life. To mind in the wrestling, that's in fucking life. Do not trust a man in jeggings, right? Just putting it out there, lads. It's either jeans or they're leggings. And I'm not really sure I'm moving on. Leggings can be revealing. From that, but you know what as well? Quick side note on that match too. Great showcase for Luchasaurus. I thought he was the star of this match. Yeah, fair to say. I think he was the star for this match. So looking forward to see how they develop him further. But yeah, he was just stand out for me. Followed closely by Jungle Man. In a minute. Guys, from that, another uncomfortable scenario. I know you felt it too. Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Malakai Black and Andrade El Idolo.
Yeah, main event of Dynamite if I ever saw one.
And even at that, kind of like somebody called in sick, so we have to phone it in. It was just, no, there was nothing wrong with it, but this coexisting and self-tags, it was just too much.
It was forced. They've tried to force a story onto the match because the match is not good.
You're bang on, Phil. And you know what? We are losing a little bit of traction with this Cody heel turn. I really feel that unless we don't do it soon, we're going to lose interest in it and we're just booing him for the sake of booing him. But not in a good, you suck, Kurt Angle kind of a way. We're just booing him for the sake of just booing it because we'll just boo him. And there's no reason that we don't hate him because he's a heel or he's like this, what we thought the direction he was going to be going in. I think they need to pull the trigger quick with this. Dal, tell me about this. Aside from Glock on the outside, which was really the only pop that the kind of match got. What do you think?
It's just pointless. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
The rumor of the fatal 4-way match that was supposed to happen should have happened, but on Dynamite or some other show, maybe even on Rampage, like they could have done a whole hour-long match in Rampage for the four of them and just had a one-off show. They didn't need to be on the show. It was terrible booking from start to finish. Malakai Black, the tag team lost, so Malakai, that's another loss on his record.
Yeah,
they're ruining Malakai Black straight off the bat. Like they should have left him alone. Like once he beat Cody twice, he didn't need to lose to Cody.
No.
And Andrade's been, since he's been pinned since he's been there. Like that the two of them are just been. I'm not saying they're wasted because long term AEW normally come good with people. Like they did with Miro. Eventually came good. But there's only so many people that they can book good for a while. So what are they doing with them? I think
they look cool. Like Andrade's mask is pretty cool, and his
them in a tag team don't make any sense. First of all, last week they were getting on perfect. They were coming out. They were interfering in matches. They were on the same page. And then this match, then besides Cody and Pac doing the blind tags, they were doing it as well and acting like they didn't get along, but they were getting along all the time. We can understand, Cody and Pac not getting along because they've had a feud since their days in WWE and they don't like each other. So. And
the finish was even weird with the boys coming out as well.
Well, there's only Dax come out.
Yeah.
But Cash Wheeler only come out. Dax didn't come out at all.
it's just creating dissension in the ranks when there isn't any, and it's not believable after what we saw last week. It's not believable at all, and it doesn't make any sense. As you said, like, we're forcing a story, we're forcing a narrative on this. What?
No, basically you're trying to force something that's just not there.
And it's not natural, because we are, after what we've seen so far, we know that Andrade, Idolo, and Malakai Black are standalone superstars.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing else, you know. Guys, match from that, we went into Britt Baker versus Ty Conti for the AEW Women's Championship. There was hard bumps in this match. There were some very, very hard bumps in this match. Is Ty Conti future championship material, Matt, after this match?
I can see her being definitely a future AEW champion. Not this year, but I can see her probably down the line that after this match definitely boost her up. And I can see her having some side matches. I'm not going to say that she's going to go to, to AEW Dark, but maybe that we now know who she is, and she put on like an amazing match with bumps against Britt Baker. She's going to like build herself up to become world champion. We're all invested with her. We've been invested with her for a long time. So I can see it definitely down the line. She will go after the women's AEW championship. Again, not this year, but down the line. If they're going to push it sooner than we thought, great. But personally, since, Britt Baker, I'm a huge fan of her. I can still see her holding on to that title for at least another year, almost another year or so, being the longest reigning women's champion. But all in all, the match in general, absolutely love it. There was a lot of hard bumps. So it was one of those matches that I couldn't watch because I was kind of concerned for the two competitors, but I thought it was really good. It was a good build-up. It made Britt Baker look good as well as a champion. So definitely very good.
I think Ty Conti could benefit from another few matches with the likes of Jamie Hayter, with the likes of Ruby Soho, and just because she has come on leaps and bounds and she's really, really improving, so I just think she needs a few more of those kind of matches under her belt to build her up further, because who's to say it would be Britt Baker who's the champion when she actually does go to take the belt, so we just don't know who it could be. But it's
a shame that the crowd was dead for the match though.
Yes.
Really,
really felt that they were working at a slight disadvantage from the very, very start. They had a real uphill battle, didn't they?
Like it took it took her a long time to get comfortable in it as well. It took about 3-4 minutes. A bit ropey.
And it just goes to show how much input a crowd can have on the way a match will go, and how they can, control the direction that it will be taken in. But they definitely did fall victim and were at a slight disadvantage due to a result of the previous match where the crowd were disinterested and and just not into what was going on for the reasons previously mentioned. So hard work to reinvest the crowd, but they really did try their best.
The finish was weak, but
yes, it was a bit, and it was absolutely fine, but Britt Baker didn't even look strong coming out of this match, but again, I think the tone was set from the word go.
Why did Nana Jay why wasn't she in her corner? Like, she could have come out and helped her something.
She came out at the end, so you don't know, maybe a feud for them down the road. That'll be a little bit nice. Break up the friends. We love breaking up friends everywhere, so why not?
Well, Jungle Man goes heel. Maybe.
Take Anna with him. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's going to be Tarzan and Jane. Evil Tarzan and Jane.
Spending too much time with the Dark Order.
Oh, my God. What a movie. What a great movie would that be? Evil Tarzan and Jane. You like I don't know, you can call them Jungle Man and Insane.
Hollywood.
I'm so here for this.
Jack of the Jungle.
Phil, will you make this movie happen? Will you talk to TK and just see what he says? Because two guys here, Matt and Phil, have all that's needed and all the equipment. We've got the ideas. I'm telling you now, lads, make it happen. Jungle Man and Insane. That's what we want. Movies coming out soon.
I'm really busy. I'm already pitching an idea for Fast and Furious 50 when they go on the moon for some reason. But I can try and make it scheduled. Definitely, me and Phil.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for our spin-off podcast, Movie Slam.
Ooh, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, the juices are flowing, lads. Watch this space. got an idea in your head, love, and I know you're in it, and boys, you're going to love it. You're going to love it! Guys, speaking of reinvesting the crowd, sweet Jesus, or as Lady Gaga would say, Father, Son, and House of Gucci, Mother of God, did we see what came next with Eddie Kingston and CM Punk? Hold on to your hats, because this was just, he did his toe for the first time. So moving on from that, this match was on from the word go. It was like, do you know when you've been out on a night out and there's like a guy who had a pop off, right? Someone who had a pop off, you know, and he's pure like Billy Big Balls, right? And he was like, I got a fucking and all this shit, right? And you're ready to tear the head off them. But then your friends, last week, Ruby Soho, drag you away and be like, no, calm down, boy, calm down, you're all right. And then you come back the following week and you see him and the fucking red mist kicks in and you're like, you're fucking dead. That is what Eddie Kingston was. And he just flew across the room and ripped CM Punk to shit. I was like, here for this. This like was just loved it.
The start of it where he just elbowed him down.
I feel like this match got the crowd back, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it wasn't a match. They weren't like teasing spots or anything. No, just full on
fight,
beating the shit out of each other non-stop. You can't turn away because you feel like you're gonna miss something. And the match is fucking unreal at my stage and brutal.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
He said it last week. Eddie said that he doesn't care if we win or lose, and he just wants to beat shit out of him. So he said it. You know, he's a man of his word. This
was incredible, and I really, really hope. And the fact that I love that Eddie is the badass face, because even the article during the week, people are so invested with Eddie, and it takes somebody really, really special and really, really talented, unique and strong to divide a crowd to chant for you and to chant for CM Punk, especially when you're not a Bryan Danielson. Does that make sense? It takes somebody special to divide the crowd, and they were divided. Now, take the ball and run with a full-in, committed CM Punk heel turn. Let's fucking do it. Let's pull the plug. Let's go. Are you on board for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It should have been. From
he also changing his gear again, I see, as well.
Yeah, he's wearing Mai Tai shorts this time.
I don't know. I think he was on holidays in Lanza for a week. That's what those shorts were. That's what they were.
That's his training shorts when he's fucking doing his UFC shit. Like,
they were something. Do you know what? Look, they weren't long johns, put it that way. So yeah, this match delivered. It brought everything. Dirty fight, no handshake at the end. Eddie pushing the camera and he's out of there. I cannot wait. I am so invested for Dynamite. I cannot wait to see where this.
What I found about this match is I've not seen something like this match in 20 years or a lot, maybe more.
It was real, like he felt it. It felt as real as it gets, like without a proper fight, like
you really, really felt it to your bones. Like, cannot wait to see where this is going to go and how they develop both.
I wonder, do they not really like each other?
Oh, apparently there's like historical heat there as well.
But like properly not like each other, like Sean and Brett not like each other.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, I'd love that.
You know, that you can continue the feud, like they do a double turn, like how Eddie is the way over face and Punk is the prick heel like that he is. Like,
and the depth and layers that would add to this feud is just unbelievable, because you know when you have either chemistry or heat or absolute despair against somebody, it will come out in spades. You know what I mean? It will just come out of your pores when you're with them. From that, guys, into a match that I'm not really sure I cared about: Inner Circle versus Men of the Year American Top Team.
Yeah.
Nothing really special, right, Phil?
It did what I had to do. Jericho. The only thing did you notice that Jericho almost fucked the finish?
With the frog splash.
Yeah, like he was waiting for your man out to before that. He was waiting for your man out to hit him.
Yeah, it was like a delayed reaction or something. Do you know what I mean? It was like, come on, and yeah, totally.
There was a lot of that in this. So
yeah,
a lot of these guys are just not over. And
they didn't need to, you know. That's another like match on a pay-per-view that they took spots off people who could have been like Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy was supposed to be on this, and they were pulled off it. I'm not sure which match they were pulled off for. Like,
talking to my brother about Inner Circle, right, for their next feud. Now that they've signed like Jay Lethal, why don't they just bring 4 more other guys to fight them from Ring of Honor?
It's possible. I'd say there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of conversations happening. You know, there must be. But yeah, this tied this feud up into a bow because the feud wasn't really there, but it's tied it up in a bow, and hopefully that is it. And then we can get Santana and Ortiz back wrestling as they should, because they're phenomenal and they need their own spotlight. Exactly. Guys, main event time. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page. Long-term storytelling at its very best. That's all I can say. Over the moon for Adam Page, but long-term storytelling.
Over seeing this, it was just this was just something else. Yeah.
Beautiful, respectful, everything we hoped it would be and more. All the emotions, and just beautiful to witness. Absolutely lovely to witness.
And the entrance as well with the horse on the street. Oh, amazing.
Stop it. Yeah.
It was like going to see Endgame, and it was the Marvel thing, like, but you knew they were going to beat Thanos at the end, like, you knew Hangman was, and it was just spoilers, lads. You should have watched it. You knew it was coming, and so pumped for it. Everybody was pumped for it. It was brilliant.
Oh, I was so pumped. It was untrue.
I absolutely love. We know that he's going to face Bryan Danielson, but I love they weren't teasing anything else. It ended with Adam Hangman Page winning the title, deserving it, and celebrating. I felt like that was like the ending to every sports movie.
Yeah,
the team wins. This is the perfect way to finish it. Brilliant.
Yeah. Absolutely, and just gave him that moment, with the whole gang. Just gave him that moment just to enjoy it, and we know the direction that it's going in, and cannot wait to see how this develops. And the fact that he was given the time to go away, as mentioned in the media call afterwards, and to come back and just literally pick up where he left off and not lose a step, and to be still so over and loved and adored and rooted for by the AEW universe, we'll call them. That it was just something magical to witness. And let's go. Let's all in on him as champ. That, guys, was our review of AEW Full Gear. Dynamite night. Woohoo, get it. But we cannot wait to be back during the week again to see what does happen at Dynamite during the week. SmackDown, not a lot happens, so there you go. Except Charlotte, we love Charlotte. From myself being Queen, Sensational Queen Lizzie, himself being Booker T, Phantoms, Phil in the Pocket, Meltzer, and Extreme and Hardcore Matt Murphy. Have a fabulous weekend. Sign up to YouTube, to our channel, to catch all of our content. Until then, guys, bye.
Bye.